Hi, Jamie Davis, the Pod Medic here from EMS Today 2015 in the Physio Control Podcast Studio, and we are here with another one of our EMS 10 awardees. It's one of the things I look forward to most when I come to this conference every year, is talking to the EMS innovators, and so many of them are paramedics, and that's one of the things I look forward to the most. I have Rachel Phillips here with me from the London Ambulance Service. So first of all, welcome to the United States.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And congratulations on your EMS 10 award.
Thank you. Yes, I'm still in shock from it.
You are? Okay. Well, you know, I like that it recognizes medics and that are doing things to improve patient care every day. And we're all trying to do that, but it's really good to see what other people are doing and then maybe hopefully bring some of those practices back to our services and help out.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about why you got your award. You're an educator and you train and updated protocols and things like that for the London Ambulance Service.
Yes, that's right. So, I mean, I work in a quite small part of the trust. So I work on a frontline station that has about 160 staff, but I'm responsible for educating and I'm in charge of the continuous professional development of those 160 staff.
Wow.
So,
that doesn't sound small to me. I mean, that's more people than my entire service has. So.
And there's a few of us dotted around the trust trying to do the same thing.
Okay. So what are the things that you've done to implement and improve the way that people are getting these updates and getting knowledge and education about what's changed or what's new?
It's really difficult because it's a 24/7 service, so it's really difficult to try to catch up with staff. And obviously the main priority is that you have staff on an ambulance going to patients. So it's trying to think of different ways. So maybe putting out kind of bulletins, creating kind of newsletters, and just trying ways to kind of get staff in, to do workshops with them. Anything that you can do, really.
Really, it's a multifaceted approach. It's not just any one thing that's working.
No.
What are some of the responses you've gotten back from the staff? Do they find it effective? Do you see? Are you able to collect data on the effectiveness of the training?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I always kind of welcome feedback on kind of my approach and how staff kind of find the methods I've tried to create within the complex. And I think over the years since I've been at my stations, the staff have kind of learned to I would say, feel more open about talking about some clinical errors that they possibly might have, they felt they've made, and instead of me having to kind of chase them, they actually come to my office.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and say, can I ask you a question? And because I think I've made a mistake on a case I went to, and we kind of sit down and we have a chat about it.
That's a really great sense of personal accountability that the staff has, but then also the comfort level and the culture within the system that allows them to come to you and seek that re-education, that edification of what they're doing and what they need to change.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's just what I've tried to build, because I've tried to make them aware that they're not going to be in trouble. It's, we're human, it's a busy service, they're working 12-hour shifts with very little breaks, and it's bound to happen at some stage that the errors are going to happen. And so I want them to feel that they can come and sit down and talk about them, and it's all to do with learning. It's a learning experience. So
yeah, if it's an honest mistake and it happens in the heat of the moment, the big focus I've always tried to instill in people is have the impression that you can do better next time. Well, that's what you need to focus on. You can't change the past, but you can improve on the future.
Absolutely. I was really taken yesterday with Gordon Graham's talk about every day is a training day, and that's such a great
He's such a passionate person. We actually interviewed him on a culture of accountability yesterday, and he's all fired up about it. He really is.
He's certainly passionate about it. You could see that yesterday. It's brilliant.
So what's the takeaway lesson if you were to talk to other trainers and educators out there in similar systems, and we talk to people on this show around the world, what is a couple of takeaway points that you might offer to someone if they're just starting in a position and they're trying to institute some of these changes and get some positive direction so that people start coming to them like they come to you?
I would say just interact with the staff as much as you can, make yourself seen, make yourself available as much as you can, and go out there and work with the staff. So whenever I could, I mean, I had quite a huge workload anyway, but whenever I could, I would go out there and I would work on ambulances with staff, and I'd make myself available, so I'd be seen at hospitals. And when the staff came in, you know, they would always kind of come up to me and say, "Oh, I'm glad I've seen you, I need to ask you a question." So, and then they know that, you know, you're out there doing the job or trying to do the job with them, and I think that builds kind of more trust, you know, in the staff. So
they know you're not just a teacher, but you actually can do the work.
Absolutely, yes.
Because there's that old adage that is not true that says that those who can't do teach.
Exactly.
And it's not true, especially in EMS, because to get to where we are as educators, we have to have been able to do the job.
Absolutely.
And get to those positions.
Absolutely.
And it's important to show the people, especially the new people that maybe didn't work with you back in the day, that hey, I actually am a medic, I can do this stuff.
Yes, and that's so true.
That's
very,
great.
Very true.
That's great. So what's the next steps for you? What are some of the things you're thinking about for future implementation, and, you know, anything on the horizon for you?
Gosh, yeah. Well, I've got quite a few thoughts going around my head after being here this week. It's been absolutely fantastic, and the networking and talking to people has just been, you know, really valuable. I've kind of my role has changed slightly in the respect I'm in a training centre now, doing full-time teaching with brand new direct entrance into the trust. So I think I'll go back and I'll take some ideas with me from here, and for when I go back to station, I'll just try to carry on doing what I'm doing, and maybe think up a few more ideas about catching up with staff and educating the staff the best way that I can.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations again on your
Thank
EMS
you very
10
much.
award. My last question is to ask you, what does it mean to you that there is an EMS 10 award? Not just that you received it, but why is it important to emergency medical services in general to have an award that recognizes the work we do on the street and the innovations we come up with?
I think it just, I mean, the work that we do is huge, and we're such a new profession. You know, nursing has been around for a long time, and I think the whole kind of pre-hospital environment is very, very new, and I think people out there have not a great understanding of how valuable our work is, and I think something like this just gets us recognised out there. And yeah, it gets people on board about what we do to help people. So
yeah, it gives people, maybe inspires the next person to come up with I have an idea, maybe I should be innovating and doing more.
Absolutely, most definitely.
Absolutely.
And we need more people like that.
Thanks for coming on the show. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And I want to thank all of you for checking out this episode here. We'll have more segments here from EMS Today 2015, and of course you can find all of these segments over at mediccast.tv. I'm Jamie Davis, the Pod Medic. Check back here for more coming up soon.